Hi everyone, I'm Sally Wilson and I have as my special guest today, Pippa Scott. Welcome, Pippa.
Thank you, Sally. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thanks, Pippa. Well, you are an experienced TRTP practitioner and I'm really interested in your area of specialty, which is birth trauma. So can you just tell us how you came to be working in that area?
Yeah, look, I was a doula for a very long time. So a doula is a childbirth assistant. In that time, I ran support groups for women who'd had cesareans or traumatic birth experiences, helping them to work through their issues. I also was part of or headed up a team of volunteers who got a birth centre built in Townsville, which is still running today. Yeah, lots of experience in the birthing world, and I guess part of that for me is helping women to birth uh, in an empowered way, to not carry the stuff in with them so that they can really tap into what it is that is going to make them an amazing mum afterwards, because birth is that preparedness, really. It's sticking through the tough times, because that's what you'll have as a mum as well.
Yeah. And so you already had a lot of experience, obviously, in this area before you came across TRTP. So why did you then choose to train in TRTP?
Well, TRTP changed my life. I was a mum of four with adrenal fatigue, trying to do it all because that's what I do, but I got exhausted.
Mm.
And when I went looking for a solution, it was TRTP that I came across for me. And it changed everything. All of a sudden, I had me back, the me who could do everything, who didn't fall asleep on the couch at 7:30 at night, who kept going. And so it was an amazing change for me. And I actually then put one particular of my daughters through, because she'd been assaulted by a teacher. And she was about to start year 11 and 12, and I really wanted her to have um, a calm to do that. And she did, and it was an amazing result. And TRTP is um, something that can truly heal.
Mm.
So women need that true healing, and they need it sometimes very quickly, because often in pregnancy, those feelings come up at a certain point during the pregnancy. So it might be that it isn't till the third trimester that women begin to fear birth.
Mm.
And so to be able to resolve it quickly in 3 sessions, that's enormous. That's so amazing for these women. 2 and a bit weeks and they're done.
Yeah,
And sometimes that's all the time we have.
yeah, yeah. And so now, what are the sorts of outcomes that you have come to expect through TRTP, working with your clients with TRTP?
Oh, just um, a freedom, a sense of lightness, but also the ability to step into their power as women, as mothers, as caregivers, but also as women.
Mm.
And it's not just for women. Men often experience birth trauma. They're often very alone in those moments, watching, feeling powerless as their partner goes through it.
Mm.
And so they often walk away from that, particularly if there was some sketchy bits. Often they can walk away going, I don't want to ever do that again.
Mm.
And if their partner wants children, that can cause a big problem.
Yeah. And what are some of the other symptoms of someone who's been through birth trauma? I know they vary widely, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but what are some of the other symptoms? You've mentioned just someone thinking, I don't ever want to go through that again,
Yep.
but there must be quite a wide array.
Of course. So obviously you have physical issues, but the emotional side can often present as postnatal depression. It's often PTSD misdiagnosed, and some, 50% or more of women have some sort of birth trauma in their experiences. So it's a massive, massive thing. But they'll have postnatal depression. It might be an issue bonding with their baby. It might be that they have breastfeeding difficulties because they can't let down the milk flow. It could be parenting from guilt. That was a big one for me after my first birth. I parented out of guilt, especially after I then went on to have normal births for my other children. I owed her something, I felt. So there's, and it changes the way you parent. Often it can be with your partner, it can mean a breakdown in the relationship because you might have felt not supported by them as well. So there's numerous things, but anxiety, depression, OCD, all of these things come out as symptoms afterwards.
Yeah. And so how has working with TRTP with your clients, how's it actually changed your practice?
Wow. Well, it's a joyful experience. It's wonderful to know that these women will have, and men will go on to have joyful parenting experiences, because that doesn't just save one generation, it actually impacts every generation after, as we let go of that trauma from the past, and our children don't have it, so they don't carry it forward. It means that I can feel confident that these people, women or men, will walk away from TRTP having had life-changing results. The vast majority of the time. And often all sorts of things. I got a message today from a woman who is booking in for her third session, and she said, my business has just exploded. And I said, those things happen. It just changes everything. Yeah.
Oh, Pippa, thank you so much for talking to us about this. It's, it's an area which I feel is often misunderstood. And symptoms are misunderstood. And I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom and your thoughts and your insights on this with us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. I appreciate the opportunity.
And listeners and watchers, thank you also for being a part of this conversation. Bye, everyone.